Well, hey, everybody, Jim Hall, You Ought to Know, and we're in the mountain community of Lake Arrowhead. You probably take by looking at this that you probably thought we were at Big Bear, but it happens to be the case. We're in Lake Arrowhead Village, actually Blue Jay, a small community here in the San Bernardino Mountains, and we're in Blue Jay near Lake Arrowhead Village, and I'm here at the home of Country Furniture. You can see it written right here on this old wooden bench. And today we're going to be talking to the owners of Country Furniture in Blue Jay. We're going to find out about the furniture, about its history, and some of the clientele that they service right here from Country Furniture. And you can check us out on our website at www.odysseytv.org, and you can go to our archive page for You Ought to Know and watch your favorite shows right there 24 hours a day. Stay with us, everybody. Why are we here in Blue Jay? Simply because you ought to know. Nice fella. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, You Ought to Know, and I'm coming to you from the mountain community Blue Jay, just adjacent to Lake Arrowhead Village here. And Paul, introduce yourself.
I'm Paul Carter with Country Furniture.
Now, Country Furniture, Paul, has been here how long?
52 years.
And have you been the owner of it all that time?
No, I'm only 32 now. About 18 years. So, but we've changed it completely from the way it was originally. But it had a good reputation for a lot of years, and then we brought more of a lodge look in here and a country look, because that's the flavor of the mountains, really.
Well, the history of Country Furniture simply lends itself to a lot of potential when you talk about clientele that you deal with here. You get a lot of unique clientele. We'll talk about that. And certainly you have a lot of unique furniture. But talk about the history of Country Furniture. What was it like originally?
Well, it was just a little country store 52 years ago over in Cedar Glen. And then they moved over here. And then, Ross and Charmaine Johnstone owned it. And then when they wanted to retire, we were in the furniture business already, but had lived up here for years. So we wanted to do it. It's just a different feeling up here. The people are wonderful. I mean, they're not wound up like they are in Los Angeles, running around in circles. They're just comfortable, and they're comfortable with us. I mean, they come in and ask for my wife or my brother. They call him Uncle Russell. Even our customers do. It's a real homey place.
Well, and with that, you certainly have diverse clientele, as I mentioned, and kind of a unique clientele, because there's a lot of hidden money. There's a lot of wealth, certainly in Lake Arrowhead and the surrounding areas, and a lot of people travel to the area from out of the area as well.
Oh, yes. We have people coming in from Las Vegas. Let's see. I shipped dining room tables to Michigan, New York, Chicago area. Believe it or not, that Big Bear come out of Denver, and my first customer bought one. And guess where it had to go? Denver.
Back to Denver.
Back to Denver. But no, it's all over. I have some customers, part-time homeowners. I have one that lives in China. I guess that's about as far away as we're pulling with our advertising.
Well, it's certainly working when you can go half a world away. Let's kind of walk along through here and describe some of the look of the furniture, because, Paul, when you talk about some of this, you mentioned the lodge feel to it. And, I mean, look around, a lot of the different types of wood, the way things are structured, the way things are built. Describe some of the furniture.
Well, this is a definite lodge look. I mean, this has the deer and the fabric, the maple leaf, the oak leaves, the birds through here. This chair here, for example, the one right here, we have specially made with the bear and the moose and the eagles. We really look for something unusual. Unless it's unusual, we won't get it. Up above us, up here in the canoe, we get those from Connecticut.
Now, those are specially made, or
They're specially made. American tradesmen, but I found that when we were in Connecticut one time. And we actually have sold a dozen. I bought it for decoration. But it turned out that people wanted it.
Well, wait, you're telling me that this is a real canoe?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have. I probably sold a couple dozen of them, believe it or not.
All right, if I wanted to buy the canoe today, what do they sell for?
Pretty expensive. That's about $4,500.
Well, that's not too bad. That's hand carved now.
Oh, yeah. I've got a sleigh over in the far corner of the store. It's over 200 years old. We found that in, I believe, New York. Like I say, we go all over, and we're always looking for something really, really, really different. That's what our customers have come to expect from us. But it's been fun. We get to see a little bit of the country, but then we're there really on business. So.
Well, how far does your business take you? How far do you actually search or buy furniture?
All over the United States.
So you travel extensively?
Well, we go about 6 times a year. Somebody in the family. This is a family business now. My son Wayne is more or less running it. I'm just I guess you could call me a has-been, Jim.
Well, somebody has to anchor the ship, so to speak, and I guess you do that. But how many members of the family actually work in the business?
Well, my wife, brother-in-law Richard, Wayne, my daughter Debbie was in it, and her husband John. Our other daughter Kelly, she's been in here and out of here on many occasions, certain times of the year when we need everybody. And then naturally, did I mention my wife, Linda?
You did.
Yeah, okay. Because she does all the work, really.
Is she actually here working today while we're
in the office?
She's here while we're doing this show today.
Yeah.
Now, as what brings us up here, of course, we get viewership throughout the mountain communities, the high desert community. We're in Highland, Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana, and about 1.5 million homes. So people are going to see. What would you convey to them? Why would they need to come here to look at that furniture? I know why. I've been in here numerous times, and certainly I can find pieces that I can't find anywhere else. And certainly you do have that exceptional piece.
Well, I guess they could save themselves a trip around the United States looking for these pieces. That would be my one concern. I know where we've been. I know what we've looked for in little towns in Michigan, all over the place. So it has to be. They can come here and see unusual pieces. That the only way they could find it all under one roof is by coming here.
Well, they certainly can. I mean, look around. You can certainly see how unique the furniture is. We're here at Country Furniture. Blue Jay in the mountain resort area near Lake Arrowhead is where we are. The lake is just adjacent to us, and we're here looking at some of the furniture, and we're going to find out a little bit more about the history and meet some of the family, too. That's all here. Why? Simply because you ought to know. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know, from the mountain community of Blue Jay. I'm at Country Furniture, and as we normally do, we take to the road, and we've been spending a little bit of time in the Lake Arrowhead area, learning a little bit about the community, some of the food, and this week we're looking at some of the fine furniture and some unique furniture. And Wayne, introduce yourself.
Wayne Carter.
Now, Wayne, what do you do here at the store? Because I've kind of been prefaced, and I know that somewhere along the line this is a family operation, but where does everybody stack up in this operation?
Well, let's see here. I came on board about 3 years ago. I was in the golf business for a while, and my dad finally got me into it. So I came up a few times and kind of learned the ropes and see how it was like, and then I ended up enjoying it and liking it. So I'm in the process of taking over right now.
Well, let's talk about the background, because quite an extensive background. Actually, you were a golf pro, is that right?
That's correct.
So did you actually do the tours and the circuits, or?
No, actually, I was more at the level of the club level and gave a lot of lessons and just did the administrative work around the club.
Well, you're doing that here, too, because there has to be a lot of administrative work, especially if you're getting prepped to take over the business, as it were. Mom and Dad will probably be traveling, or they'll do some buying for you, or how will that all work?
Well, I think my parents have slowly started to work themselves away from the business, and they're taking more time off. I think they would like to retire. Maybe not Linda, because she's quite a bit younger. But my dad, I know he wants to move on a little bit and try some other things. But I know he still wants to dabble in this and do this a little bit, maybe once or twice a week, while I'm trying to take it over.
Talk about that a little bit, because this business, he talked about the travel. And certainly, as we get a chance to look at some of the furniture here and some of the unique items that you do have, what does it take to maintain that, to have that inventory, to be able to buy from around the country, as it were?
Well, my dad told me, you can't sell from an empty cart. So we go all over the country, all kinds of shows to try to find unique items as our store pertains to the lodge look.
Yeah, what is that like? What is that amount of travel? What does it take to do that? What types of shows do you go to? Who puts on these sort of things where you find these items?
Well, they're all over the country. Las Vegas has the biggest show. There's one in North Carolina. Gosh, I can name it. Denver. We probably travel 5 or 6 places a year for about 3 or 4 days and look over hundreds and hundreds of vendors. And since we have kind of a selective market here and what we do in the items that we sell, it's interesting that the certain things that we do get do pertain to just the lodge look. And so we don't have to look over everything.
Well, when you go out to buy or you go to a show, if you go to Denver or Las Vegas to one of these big shows, number one, do you go there with a budget in mind? I'm not going to spend over this. Do you go there with the look at where we're sitting? Look at this. I mean, you talk about unique furniture, but do you go having a picture in your mind what it is you want to buy for the store?
We do have a picture of what we want to get, and we kind of stick to a little bit of a budget, but we're a little carefree too, and we see stuff we like, and we just know we have to get it. So
kids in a candy store type thing?
Probably.
You see an item like that, if you really like it, does that normally translate to that's going to move? Our customers would probably like it?
Normally, yes. And then there's a couple things, like my dad had already mentioned, like the big boat. There's a big bear over here in the corner that we just had to get for the store.
And will the big bear and the boat move? Will somebody pick those up?
It's funny. We just like to put those things up there for more of the look of the store, like the sleigh also. And it's funny. People will want those items, and they'll pay the prices for those.
One of the most unique items that you've found out there that you had to have for the store?
Boy, most unique.
Certainly the hand-carved canoe is certainly unique to me, but something you would consider totally unique that you had to have for the store?
Well, boy, I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 dozen things that are totally unique. Bookcase canoes, mounted elk heads, big elk chandeliers. Boy, you can just go around and scan the store, and there's just so many things that we find.
Because you really deal in the unique, the lodge look, as you mentioned, but you really deal in a lot of unique atmospheric pieces here, and certainly exquisite pieces. These certainly, he mentioned, they travel all over the world, not just here in the Lake Arrowhead area, but on the mountain. But certainly, a lot of buyers come to vacation here, and they have to have that piece, and it's going home with them.
That's right. We do have a unique market up here, and so when we do buy those unique pieces, there's always someone that would want those pieces. So we buy for those people too. We buy for everybody.
All right, talk about that budget.
It's loose.
Loose budget. They go shopping and they're happy when they get done. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We're here in Blue Jay Country Furniture. Easy to find. Is there a website?
Right now, we are making one. It's going to be, let's see here, www.lacountryfurniture.com.
That would be LA for Lake Arrowhead, everybody. LAcountryfurniture.com. Write that down. We're going to be back with more. Don't go anywhere. We're going to meet some more of the family and look at some of the furniture right here. Why? Simply because you ought to know. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know, from the community of Blue Jay in the San Bernardino Mountains, and we're at Country Furniture, and I've got more family members here. Introduce yourself, Linda.
I'm Linda Carter. I'm Paul's wife.
And Richard.
I'm Richard Kuchar. I'm Linda's brother.
All right. Now, how many family members total do we have working here at Country Furniture?
We have one more, Russell Carter. He works just on the weekends. He's 80 years old, and everybody calls him Uncle Russell here.
And he does what when he's here on the weekend?
He's a salesperson. He sells the furniture.
All right, Richard, what do you do here in the store?
I repair the furniture and also make some deliveries and just keep the place in running.
So you're here doing the inventory stuff. You know what needs it, what is coming in,
Yes.
what if you have repairs or anything that needs to be done, you're doing
Yes, all the checking in, all the unpacking, all the sending back, but yet all of that.
that. And Linda, you do?
I do all the bookwork
All right.
and the ordering. I just make sure everything's ordered, line up the furniture shows we're going to, get all the arrangements made for everybody that they don't have to worry, and we just go.
And Paul, what does he do? Everybody laughed when I asked that. What does Paul do? Actually, I saw him with customers, so I know he's up there entertaining.
He sits out on the front bench and gets people to come in the store and talks to them,
Whether
and
they want to or not.
Oh, he's the nectar out there.
he's
then.
the
Yes.
next.
He's our Walmart greeter, more or less.
But everybody has a job to do then, I guess.
Everybody,
Everybody
yes.
that's in the family is doing something that's
Yes.
pertaining to the business while they're here.
Yes, yes. And all our delivery boys, we've had them since they were in high school here, and they've stayed with us and stayed with us. They go to college and they still work for us. The only time they leave is when they graduate from college and get another job.
Richard, talk about some of the unique people that have been in this store. I know there's been celebrities here before. Let's talk about them. Some unique deliveries that you made.
Well, we've had Frankie Avalon in. We've had the Crouches from the TBN station have been in. Who else have we had in?
Joseph Mascolo from Days of Our Lives, Stefano.
Sure.
One of the Beach Boys.
Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. We've also had Mike Connors from Mannix. Know him. Dick Clark has been in. What's
Pam
that?
Dauber
Yeah.
from
Mork and Mindy, of
Mindy.
course. Yep.
Yep.
She's one of our regular customers.
That
And-
radio guy, I don't know his name.
A lot of other celebrities.
Well, I thought I saw one trip I was up here. I thought Dr. Laura's been in, and I thought I had seen one trip up here. Gary Owens was in the area, so I thought maybe he had been in the store. Gary Owens from radio, the old radio.
Yeah.
undercover because I don't.
Yes.
But we get a lot of that up in the mountain resort areas. There's a lot of unique people up here. Of course, we're only 80, 90 minutes out of L.A.
Right, right. So they come up here to get away from the traffic and just relax. We let them look around, and if they need anything, they come and get us. We don't.
How far have you gone to make a delivery outside the store? The farthest you've gone?
We've gone to the beach area, Orange County,
Las Vegas.
Pasadena.
We've gone to Las Vegas.
So
I think
certainly
Las
that's
Vegas is the furthest.
certainly that's clientele that's coming in, or they're vacationing at Lake Arrowhead, or doing whatever it is, and they stop in, and obviously people hear about how unique the furniture is here,
Right, right.
and that certainly brings them back, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We recently just did a delivery. Actually, we didn't do the delivery. Our vendors did it for us to Vail, Colorado. One of our customers that has a home up here built another home in Vail, Colorado, and she picked some merchandise out and wanted it delivered up up there, so we delivered it up there for them.
Have you outfitted an entire house? Has anybody come in here and refitted their house?
You'd be amazed. They've come in, they've handed us their credit card and just says, okay, we're going to look, write it up. And we just followed them through the store, and they've picked out entire homes. And especially when we go out to either repair something or to deliver another piece of furniture, why you can see it looks like our store in there, how homes, with the pictures and all the little knickknacks and everything.
Linda, you said yes too. Some people have been in here and purchased some full home
Full
of
homes,
furniture.
yes. They'll come in and, like Richard said, they'll give us their credit card, they'll give us their key to their home, and they'll say, you know, we're coming back in 2-3 months, fix it to look like a mountain home, because when we come back, we just want to turn the key and it'll all be done.
Are they always happy with that?
They're always happy. They always come back. They'll either call, say how friendly our delivery boys have been, and considerate, and it's amazing.
Well, you know, by some token, by doing that, especially in some of the exclusive homes that are here in the mountain community, you almost have to be interior decorators to move it all in, put it in the right place, and we want to walk in, the home's ready.
Yes, Paul's very good at that. Our daughter Debbie, when she used to work in here, Debbie and Paul used to go out and do the decorating for our clients, and now Paul's trying to train Wayne into doing that.
Certainly is a family-run business. We're going to be back to wrap up the show. You're going to want to come in to Country Furniture here in Blue Jay. And why are we here? As usual, the name of the show, simply because you ought to know. Stay with us, everybody. I'll be right back to wrap it up. Welcome back, everybody. Well, as usual, we're here in the mountain community of Blue Jay, just adjacent to Lake Arrowhead, and we found out about Country Furniture, and you can check out Country Furniture here in Blue Jay. In fact, go to the internet, just punch it up on your search, and you'll find out about Country Furniture. Better yet, come on in, because you're going to see some of the unique furniture we talked about. In fact, some of the bears, some of the people. Look, we got some of the family out here. We got delivery people. We got them all. In fact, I'm back here. We're going to be back doing some of our shopping right here at Country Furniture. And if you want more information, again, look them up on the internet. Go to our website where you can find this show anytime you want to see it, 24 hours a day. You can go to our website at www.odysseytv.org. And as usual, we're here in Blue Jay simply because you ought to know. See you next time, everybody.